Welcome back to another episode of Tech Headlines Today. This is episode 27. If you want more info on a topic we cover, check out the show links in the description. Subscribe or follow if you haven't yet, and let's get into it. Volvo is testing wireless EV charging tech in Sweden. Volvo will put a wireless EV charging system through its paces as part of a program to test alternative charging options. A small fleet of electric Volvo XC40 recharge cars will be used as taxis in Gothenburg, Sweden in a 3-year pilot. The cars are equipped with a wireless charging system from Momentum Dynamics. Charging pads will be embedded in the ground. Volvo will use 360-degree cameras to help drivers put the cars in the correct position, and when they're in the right spot, the taxi's batteries will automatically top up. The EVs will be on the road for more than 12 hours a day and are expected to be driven for upwards of 62,000 miles per year. Volvo says this is the first durability test of its electric EVs in a commercial setting. Verizon targets $175 million for C-band by year's end. Verizon says that its ultra-wideband network will cover half of the U.S. population by the end of 2022. Verizon sold its media unit to Apollo Funds and purchased TracFone, which will help them focus on being a national broadband provider. Verizon launched a new mid-band 5G network in January and is now claiming peak download speeds of over 1 gigabit per second on C-band. Verizon will push to switch its postpaid, branded customers onto the premium unlimited plans. The company will also be moving TracFone subscribers over to Verizon's network. Nato completes quantum-safe comms test. Nato has successfully completed a trial of a new quantum-safe technology designed to mitigate the future risks posed by quantum computers cracking asymmetric cryptography. UK company Post Quantum revealed that the NATO Cybersecurity Center tested, quote, secure communication flows using one of its specialized virtual private networks. Security experts have long warned that communications based on current public key encryption standards like RSA are at risk once quantum technology becomes mature enough. Applications like email, online banking, cryptocurrencies, and most of the world's communication systems are theoretically vulnerable. That could potentially give hostile nations like China or Russia an edge in targeting government, critical infrastructure, and private networks. There have also been warnings that threat actors could collect encrypted data now to decrypt it in the future when such technologies are operational. The test has particular relevance today, following the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which is likely to signal a more fragmented and geopolitically unstable world order. Nokia ignores smartphone spec arms race. Nokia's newest smartphones want to, quote, get the fundamentals right, rather than getting, quote, caught up in an arms race over specifications with other manufacturers, according to the firm behind the brand's latest handsets. HMD Global's new Nokia smartphones have long battery life and durable designs that encourage users to keep their phones for longer. The new C-Series phones are equipped with an IP52 rating for protection against dirt, dust, and water droplets, and have fingerprint and AI face unlock technology. Nokia is unveiling the new phones at MWC in Barcelona. They will be inspired by the first wave of mobile phones in the 1990s. Check out the full details in our show links. Ukraine's IT army is attempting to take Russia's GPS system offline. Ukraine has recruited a small army of hackers to try and disrupt Russian corporations, banks, and government agencies. They are now targeting Russian GLONASS and the railway network in Belarus. The GLONASS satellite network is controlled by 5 telemetry, tracking, and command centers, 10 monitoring and measuring stations, and 2 laser ranging stations. Managing to take GLONASS offline would certainly cause the Russian government some pain, and raise a lot of questions within Russia about what's happened. The Belarusian railway network looks to be an easier target. In fact, a hacking group called the Belarusian Cyber Partisans claims to have already disabled parts of the system. Russia is performing its own cyber assault as part of the current invasion, though. As well as pouring troops and weaponry into Ukraine, the country is being hit with destructive malware, DDoS attacks, and of course, disinformation. Spray-on coating could make solar panels snow-resistant. A University of Michigan team, led by Professor Anish Tuteja, has demonstrated an inexpensive, clear coating that reduced snow and ice accumulation on solar panels, enabling them to generate up to 85% more energy in early testing. Professor Tuteja has worked on ice-phobic coatings for wind turbines, de-icing of airplanes, and car windshields. These are all important in renewable energy, as well as transportation, like ships crossing the Arctic. The next step is to test the new coatings in the field and see if they work as well as expected. Get all the details on this article and more by checking out the show links in the description. Amazon is closing all pop-up, 4-star, and Amazon Books retail stores. Amazon has decided to close many of its brick-and-mortar retail stores and pop-up shops. As Reuters reports, Amazon plans to call it a day at all 68 branded stores in the US and UK and turn its attention instead to grocery and department stores. After opening the first Amazon Books, a physical representation of its online store, in Seattle in 2015, Amazon branched out with themed pop-up shops, 4-star product stores, Go cashierless convenience stores, and Whole Foods supermarkets. As CNBC reports, Amazon's retail locations, including Whole Foods and fresh outlets, reported lower sales in 2021 than in 2018, no doubt due in part to the global pandemic and the subsequent lockdowns. Still, the company remains committed to building great long-term physical retail experiences and technologies, an Amazon spokesperson said in a statement emailed to PC Mag. The impact of the Russia and Ukraine crisis on shipping and trading. The ongoing crisis between Russia and Ukraine is threatening to change the global status quo and potentially set the world back a few decades in many ways, from geopolitical relations and peace to trade and the economy. With countries and governments still trying to recover from the pandemic, the economic impact of the crisis could be super destructive, mainly depending on the conflict's length and scope and the extension of the sanctions imposed. While it may take some time for all financial setbacks to come into effect, this new reality is already leaving quite a mark on the complex shipping industry. Out of approximately 44,000 cargo and tanker vessels operating globally in the last 2 years, approximately 2,000 are owned by companies registered in Russia. This means that any shipowner, shipping company, trader, or bank working with Russian companies is immediately more exposed to risk, as they can be blacklisted at any given time. Turkey, which is a member of Nato, also announced it will not allow Russian-flagged vessels to enter the Bosphorus Straits. This is also expected to make a significant impact on trade flows, with 445 Russian-flagged vessels crossing the Bosphorus approximately 4,500 times in aggregate over the last year. Check out the article in our show links for more details. State AGs probe TikTok over potential harm to children. A coalition of state attorneys general are investigating the potential harms that TikTok poses to children and young adults. California Attorney General Rob Bonta said social media companies could have known about the harms of filtered reality on children's mental health and well-being. The investigation focuses on TikTok's efforts to promote its platform to young users, and Bonta's office said the investigation will allow for the company to get much-needed answers. A TikTok spokesperson told the Wall Street Journal that the company has many safety and privacy protections for teen users. The AG previously targeted Meta for pushing Instagram to children and young adults, and was successful in getting Instagram to abandon its standalone Instagram Kids program. How are AI and the IoT making trucking smarter? Technology empowers the trucking industry to tackle today's supply chain challenges in innovative ways. In particular, artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things are revolutionizing the sector. These technologies are helping companies operate more efficiently, keep drivers safe, and save money. IoT technology has advanced telematics to a whole new level over recent years. Telematics tech is great for monitoring vehicle performance, fuel, and maintenance needs. The IoT is taking it to the cutting edge, bringing additional computational ability and connectivity to trucking. Few technologies can compete with AI when it comes to fleet management. Artificial intelligence can effortlessly streamline and optimize logistics in a fraction of the time traditional methods would take. IoT and AI are helping trucking companies improve the driver experience. These technologies offer numerous safety and performance benefits on the road. For example, drivers will appreciate the use of AI for route optimization. They'll get to drive more efficient routes and complete more orders while avoiding delays. Autonomous trucking may become a reality soon, though maybe not in the way many imagine. Driverless trucks are nearing market launch this year, at least for highway driving. Thank you for joining us for this episode of THT. Share us with your friends, they might like us too. Check out the show links for any additional information on the topics we covered, and we'll see you on Monday.